Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another exciting edition of Sports Plus Daily Updates. The stage is set and the battle for a place in the 2026 FIFA World Cup tournament intensifies as all eyes are on the green and white. We are going to check out some amazing and interesting updates from the camp of the Super Eagles ahead of this mini tournament in Morocco. But before I proceed with the details of the stories, let's show love to this platform and the video by giving this video 1,000+ likes. After that, if you are new on this platform, subscribe to the channel. Hit on the post notification bell for more updates. And as usual, my name is Solomon Kwejo Asante, your only nomenclature with engineer's philosophy in sports. A Ghanaian who has declared his full support for Nigeria sports with a Nigerian name, the only one, Solomon Chukwu Emeka. Please do what to leave your decent comments in the comment box for special shoutouts in my subsequent videos. And no more, straightforward, let's get into the video. And starts from the Confederation of African Football. Tentatively, they have confirmed venues and fixtures for the upcoming mini tournament scheduled to take place in Morocco. And within the duration, it's from the 13th to the 16th of November 2025. And you're going to have this mini tournament in only one city, talking of Rabat. Rabat is in the northwestern parts of Morocco. And we'll be having two stadiums within Rabat for this upcoming mini tournament. Al Barit Sports Stadium and the Prince Moulay Al Hassan Sports Complex. So these are the two stadiums or stadia for the upcoming mini tournaments for the CAF 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers playoffs in that of Morocco. Tentatively, with the time, first semi-final game, Nigeria, the Super Eagles versus Gabon, exactly 4 p.m. Ghana time, 5 p.m. Nigeria time. Second semi-final game, DR Congo versus Cameroon, exactly 7 p.m. Ghana time, 8 p.m. Nigeria time. As to whether Cameroon versus DR Congo will happen at the Al Barit Sports Stadium or the Prince Moulay Al Hassan Sports Complex, there will be a draw, God willing, tomorrow to decide which semi-final game will be at which venue. So these are the tentative details coming up. God willing, tomorrow you get to know the official communique from the Confederation of African Football. And let's look at the separation and distance between the Al Barit Sports Stadium and the Prince Moulay Al Hassan Sports Complex. Roughly 3 to 4 kilometers apart with distance on a straight line. And when we are going practically by a car, maybe 10 to 15 minutes, you move from one stadium to the other, which is quite exciting. So it won't be very difficult. After Nigeria versus Gabon, we will all witness the game between Cameroon and DR Congo, and we draw the curtains down as to where and how the final game will be. But as to where the final game will be, it has been confirmed that it will take place at the Prince Moulay Al Hassan Sports Complex in Morocco, exactly 7 p.m. Ghana time, 8 p.m. Nigeria time. So these are the tentative details coming up. God willing, tomorrow and subsequent days, you get to know the official communique from the Confederation of African Football. So that is it from the camp of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Still in the camp of our very own Super Eagles, Eric Sekucha has already sent out letters of provisional invitations to some key players who will make up the list ahead of this mini tournament in Morocco. And with the details that I have, Eric Sekucha has already selected 35-man provisional players and is going to just trim them or reduce them from 35 to that of 25. So these are the reports coming up as to which players going to make the final cuts for Eric Sekucha and that of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. We all know that normally when you are going into matches, Eric Sekucha and the previous coaches come out with 23 players. But this is a mini tournament. And according to a member of the backroom staff of the Super Eagles, this time around, Eric Sekucha wants to increase the squad list from 23 to 25 final man squad. That is where they are going to compete. Should we have injuries in camp, you get other players to face in and make it happen, because this tournament, we can't afford to lose any game. And if you are not losing any game, definitely and obviously we are going to make it to the Interconfederation or the Intercontinental Playoff, God willing, next year, March 2026. So these are the details coming up. Let's check out this post from one of my reliable sources with an interview having together with a backroom staff of Eric Sekuchel. According to him, we have two new players in the provisional list. So he has stated it categorically that in the provisional man squad, you'll be having two new players. The idea is to have at least 25 players as against the 23 that we usually call to camp. It's a tournament, so the number has to be higher than just a game or two. So these are the details given out by Eric Sekuchel's backroom staff. And I know with the two new players, they decided to give him further interrogation and he decided not to talk about them. But with my further checks, I've gotten to know that Ebenezer Akin Samiru is part of the two new players who are going to make the provisional man squad. We know that as we have provisional man squad, the possibility of them making the final cut is very high, but they might also miss out in making the final cut. And Ebenezer Akin Samiru is a player that I spoke about him yesterday on this platform, and previously I've spoken extensively about him. With the new viewers on this platform, let me just give you extensive details of who Ebenezer Akin Samiru is. Currently, he plays his club football for Pisa Football Club in the Serie A. He was born on the 23rd of November 2004. Currently, he's just 20 years. Predominantly, he plays as a central midfielder. He can play as a right midfielder, same as an attacking midfielder. This season, so far so good for Ebenezer. He has played 8 games. He has assisted only once. He is yet to score for Pisa Football Club in Serie A. He was on loan from Inter Milan to that of Pisa Football Club. He left Rainbow Stars in Nigeria somewhere 2023 to the Serie A, signing 4 years contract for Inter Milan. And at Inter Milan, he has played severally for other clubs, Sampdoria, and now at Pisa Football Club. We are waiting to see how things will transpire within the communication between Ebenezer Akin Samiru and Eric Sekuchel. I've spoken about this guy, that's Eric Sekuchel is a huge admirer of him, and he has run the rule. He has studied him to get to know that this is a player that will just help the Super Eagles in the upcoming mini tournament in Morocco. So some of the extensive details coming in from the camp of some two new players who might make up the provisional squad ahead of this mini tournament in Morocco. And that is that. Aside that, the other player, I don't know for now. Others are calling some names like Michael Kayode. Michael Kayode, I've given out extensive details in my previous updates as to whether he can make it to the Super Eagles team. We don't know for now, but I've seen him following Super Eagles on Instagram, meaning he's having some interest in the Super Eagles team. We have a lot to give it up to you on this platform. But let me proceed with another player. With my final checks and further checks, I've gotten to know that this player has also made up the provisional man squad, and he has received his letter as to whether he's coming to play for the Super Eagles or not. And his name is Paul Onuachu, who plays his club football for Trabzonspor. Paul Onuachu, currently he is the top scorer in the Turkish Super Liga. With about 9 games, he has scored 7 goals and provided 1 assist. Paul Onuachu, looking at his rush for goals, he has lured Eric Sekuchel, and this time around, he's returning to the Super Eagles squad. But as to whether he's going to make the final cut, the final 25-man squad, we don't know as it stands now. Let's talk extensively about who Paul Onuachu is. Paul Onuachu, his debut game for the Super Eagles happened somewhere on the 22nd of March, 2019. And his last game for the Super Eagles happened just last year, 2024. I stand to be corrected. It was around June 2024 where the Super Eagles played that of Benin and South Africa. We had 1-1 draw with South Africa and we lost to Benin by 2-1 in the same CAF 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. And the coach, Finny de George, and after some time or after some months or even after a year, he is returning into the Super Eagles team. And let's see how things will transpire. And I know that this time around, Terry Murphy might not make the final cuts for the Super Eagles. And if it's not coming, definitely Paul Onuachu, who is the top scorer in the Turkish Premier League, can fit in for the Super Eagles in this many tournaments. We are not going to take this many tournaments for a joke because it's going to propel us through to the Interconfederation playoff. And that is where the two countries that can make it to that tournament, talking of the Mundial 2026 FIFA World Cup tournament at USA, Canada, and Mexico. So we have to give our maximum support this time around to the Super Eagles. We shouldn't wait. If we are able to pass through the CAF playoff, boss, my guy, Omo, you make it to the 2026 FIFA World Cup tournament. A lot of updates coming in from the camp of the Super Eagles. I've already reported to you that the team will be in Morocco maybe 5 days to the tournament. And it's quite exciting as we are intensifying our preparation. I was being supported by my hardworking chief editor, Emmanuel Kwame Asiedu, and my amazing graphic designer, Dominic. Before I take a leave of you, you've been so amazing to this platform. And let me give special shout out to these amazing commenters. Jonathan, I do appreciate your support. I do appreciate the support of Joseph Ogedegbe, and special shout out to Dunais Ward. Okay, I don't know how the pronunciation is, but just sorry if I don't get the pronunciation right. Fajimi Temotopi, I do appreciate your support. And to Peter Usai, I do appreciate your support. Calvin Marvel, I do appreciate your support. Before I take a leave of you, finally, this is a breaking one, and let me just add it up on this platform. Justin Madigu, head coach for the Super Falcons, has finally signed 2 years contracts with the Super Falcons as the Super Falcons head coach. So this is a piece of good news coming in from the Nigerian Football Federation. The breaking, let me reiterate, Justin Madugu, head coach for the Super Falcons of Nigeria, has signed 2 years contracts, meaning he's going to take us to the WAFCON 2026 scheduled to take place in Morocco from the 17th of March to the 3rd of April 2026. And I know definitely we can make it to Brazil 2027 from the 24th of June to the 25th of July 2027. So these are the extensive details coming in. Let me end here with my presentation. Subsequently, you meet in the next one. And so you meet again on this platform. It's bye-bye for now.